Parliamentary registration officials addressing the cloud of controversy surrounding the advance poll. Residents weighing in on reports of violence just days before this country's general elections. Hundreds to be trained as the government and an international shipping company join forces.
This is the Bahams Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening, all. I'm Shashina Roll. As always, it is so great to have you with us. Topping news, yesterday the country witnessed yet another aspect of our democracy as an advance poll was held in the lead up to the May 10th general election. Parliamentary registration officials here on Grand Bahama were put to test as hundreds turned out to participate in that process. Italia Hall reports.
Despite major challenges with the advance poll held in the nation's capital, parliamentary registration officials on Grand Bahama are reporting no major glitches with the voting process held at the Police Training College. A total of 1,190 persons were eligible to vote in the advance poll. Now, the Assistant Parliamentary Commissioner Reno Smith says 90% of those persons turned up to vote.
232 persons were scheduled to vote in Central Grand Bahama. However, 217 showed up. Some 340 persons were scheduled to vote in East Grand Bahama and 290 showed up. In Marco City, it was 224 persons scheduled to vote. 204 persons actually casted their vote. In Pine Ridge, 247 persons were scheduled to vote, but 251 ended up voting. And in West Grand Bahama and Bimini, 100 persons were scheduled to vote. 82 showed up.
The Assistant Parliamentary Commissioner says with Election Day being just a few days away, he's urging all Bahamians to continue to live in peace.
We are all Bahamians, regardless of whatever color you wish to be associated with. And so I'm going to make a plea to all and sundry. Let us work together. Do not destroy your country because of whichever political color you decide to associate yourself with.
Smith gave the assurance that the police will be out in full force on May 10th.
We do not anticipate any disturbance, and if there are, the police will do what they have to do and take into custody who they have to take into custody.
Italia Hall, ZNS Network News.
Now, when the advanced poll closed yesterday, it also did not go without incident. Reports quickly circulated and that mayhem erupted following an incident involving an FNM supporter who reportedly attacked PLP candidate for Central Grand Bahama, Julian Russell. Now, reports say that the situation unfolded shortly after 6 p.m. when the sole polling station for the advanced poll on Grand Bahama, located at the Police Training College, closed, and officials were preparing to transport the ballot boxes to the police headquarters. Now, ZNS News has learned that the situation further escalated and a fight broke out involving persons from both political parties. Reports further state that 2 persons were taken away by police following the incident. And with the general election less than 1 week away, residents are expressing concern about the fiasco at the advance poll held in the nation's capital and how tensions ran high here on Grand Bahama. In the midst of this highly charged political season, people here on Grand Bahama are calling for peace and safety. Megan Shepard reports.
The advanced poll on Grand Bahama brought out hundreds of supporters from all political parties Wednesday morning at the Police Training College. As the day went on, tensions began to rise and arguments between supporters turned physical. The incident, which was caught on camera, quickly went viral, making its rounds on social media. These residents are calling for peace, urging fellow Bahamians to show respect and to let calm heads prevail.
It didn't make sense fighting over political views. Everyone have their own views and how they think the election should go and different things like that. So, who you feel should be there, that's who you vote for.
I would advise persons to just do what you have to do. Exercise your right to vote and just be peaceful about it. This whole aspect of confrontations and emotions boiling over, I think is very juvenile.
We need to learn to respect each other's political views.
We are one country, and I think all of us should try and get along, even though we may have differences in our views on who we support or why we support them. But I think it's getting out of hand where persons are taking these things to a different level.
BTVI instructor Emmanuel Shield says he has some concerns regarding the current political atmosphere. As a native of Jamaica, he says he is reminded of a 1989 incident that led to bloodshed in his country. He too had this warning for the Bahamian people.
I don't like what I see happening here. I think peace should be maintained, and as a result I think law enforcement should make their presence felt wherever these campaigns are going on.
While officers on site at the training college were able to control the rowdy crowd and maintain law and order, resident Benjamin Sand says he hopes that Wednesday's incident will be a learning experience.
I hope that it will run into a kind of setup as they had for the pre-poll, that it will be open and less difficulties to get to vote.
Megan Shepard, ZNS Network News.
Now, the nation's leader also addressing the level of tension in the country during a political rally on Monday night. Prime Minister, the Right Honorable Perry Christie, calling for unity among Bahamians regardless of one's political persuasion. He told a story about an egregious comment made about his family.
That's why we must uphold our democracy. You cannot be defaming people to the point where you commit blood feuds in this country. It's one thing me criticizing you for pulling down my posters. But when you start to attack the very existence of people as they live in this country, you're going too far.
Now, the nation's leader is calling for calmer heads to prevail as Bahamians head to the polls on May 10th.
But my daughter showed me a post of a woman who wasn't hiding, who wished that the bullets that were shot in the park had killed them. When, since in the Bahamas, could something like that be Bahamian? When since that politics could reach a point where this sense of depravity, this lack of indecency, this lack of an understanding of what human beings are.
Stay with us, there's more news right after this.